Thank you, Mr. President. At the outset, let me reiterate Pakistan's continued and unwavering support and complete solidarity in these challenging times with the brotherly kingdom of Bahrain and other fraternal GCC countries, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, and Oman, as well as Jordan, countries that are not parties to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East but are directly suffering from its consequences. Pakistan supports the sovereignty, territorial integrity, political independence, and security of all brotherly countries in the region. President, the Strait of Hormuz is an important international shipping route for goods and energy. Pakistan calls for the security of ships and crew members and the swift and safe passage of civilian ships and restoration of normal passage through the strait. The situation in the Strait of Hormuz is adversely impacting countries around the world, including Pakistan. The consequences for regional and global economy are evidently harsh, and ordinary Pakistanis are also suffering. South Asia, that is home to nearly a quarter of world population, is suffering. The ongoing situation in the Strait of Hormuz has resulted in one of the largest energy supply shocks in modern history. The impact is felt not only in terms of energy flows but also fertilizers and other essential commodities, thus affecting food security, cost of living, and squeezing the livelihoods of the most vulnerable. If the military escalation and disruptions persist, the suffering will extend far beyond the region, translating into widespread economic hardship. We thank Bahrain for their hard work and extensive consultations on the draft resolution. We agree on the urgency of the situation and the fundamental premise of the draft resolution, which is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and normalization of the situation at the earliest. This is an important issue not only for the GCC countries but also for all other states in the region and beyond, including Pakistan. It is also logical, Mr. President, that any discussion or arrangement related to the Strait of Hormuz will have to take into account the legitimate interests of the GCC countries. Pakistan supported Resolution 2817 that was presented by Bahrain on behalf of the GCC last month. And we have consistently maintained that that resolution should be implemented in letter and spirit. However, we continue to believe that time and space must be allowed for ongoing diplomatic efforts to facilitate a return to dialogue and engagement. These efforts have been widely acknowledged and appreciated, including by the UN Secretary General and members of this Council. We would continue seeking a durable diplomatic solution of the prevailing situation. This is the fundamental foundation of our ongoing diplomatic efforts, which we are determined to continue to pursue. At this critical juncture, restraint, diplomacy, and dialogue must prevail. Pakistan has been actively engaged in diplomatic efforts towards that end in concert with its partners in the region and beyond. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, hosted the foreign ministers of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey in Islamabad last week to advance the pursuit of a peaceful resolution of the ongoing crisis through intensified diplomatic engagement. After the Deputy Prime Minister's meeting with His Excellency Mr. Wang Yi, the Foreign Minister of China, in Beijing last week, China and Pakistan announced a 5-point initiative with a sequenced roadmap encapsulating an immediate halt to hostilities, launch of inclusive peace talks, protection of civilians and critical infrastructure, restoration of maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz, and a firm reaffirmation of the UN Charter and international law as the indispensable framework for a lasting political settlement. President, our objective is clear: a permanent end to hostilities, containing the expansion of this conflict, and preventing any further loss of civilian life or destruction of critical infrastructure. Pakistan remains committed to continue playing its constructive role in promoting dialogue, fostering understanding, and supporting all efforts aimed at achieving lasting peace in the region. I thank you.